Pay attention, my brothers and sisters, to those who ask the frequently asked questions that many people ask when they don't receive a response from Lucifer. Many ask why Lucifer doesn't answer them, why they pray, call, or invoke without receiving any signs. The first thing you must understand is that he doesn't respond to everyone equally. Not because he doesn't want to, but because you're not vibrating correctly. Lucifer responds to the frequency, not the desperate cry. When you pray without faith, you're wasting your time. It doesn't matter how many times you mention his name if there's no conviction. Lucifer feels your energy, not your empty words. If there's doubt, fear, or anxiety, it blocks the channel. Your inner self must be aligned. There are those who seek him only when they have problems. They always ignore him, but call him when they're desperate. That's not connection, it's convenience. Lucifer is not a spiritual firefighter. He always works with those who honor him, not just in chaos. Some ask without knowing what they're asking for. They want wealth, power, love, but they don't even know themselves. Lucifer doesn't respond to greed or childish ego. If your intention isn't clear and elevated, silence will be your answer. Others are filled with fear while they pray. They fear what they invoke, they fear the dark power, they fear Lucifer himself. How can you expect him to hear you if you tremble in his presence? He seeks strong souls, not fearful ones. Fear is a barrier. Many fail because they don't study. They want answers without having investigated their symbol, their archetype, their energy. How can you understand a presence you haven't even taken the time to know? Study before invoking. Some pray as if it were a religious formula. They repeat words without awareness, without real intention. Lucifer is not a god of automatic prayers. He listens to the soul, not repetition. Every word must have weight. Invoking with ego is another great fault. If you think you are superior, if you seek to dominate the world, if you use his name to trample others, don't expect a response. Lucifer gives power, but only to those who are responsible. He will test you before giving you anything. Many look for spectacular signs. They expect to see fire, shadows, apparitions. But Lucifer works internally. Intuition, dreams, new ideas, personal changes, these are his answers. He opens the eyes of the soul. Some fail out of impatience. They pray today and expect miracles tomorrow. They don't understand that Lucifer tests perseverance. He doesn't move on a whim, but by choice. If you don't insist firmly, the channel will never open. Others don't cleanse their space before invoking. They are surrounded by chaos, disorder, and dirty energies. How can a high-powered entity enter if your temple is contaminated? The physical environment influences spiritual energy. Many don't make offerings. They ask and ask without giving anything. Lucifer doesn't demand sacrifices, but he does demand respect. A candle, a sincere word, a symbolic act, every gesture counts. If you don't give, you don't receive. That's how universal law works. There are those who don't close rituals properly. They call, they invoke, but then they leave as if nothing happened. They don't give thanks, they don't say goodbye, they don't close the cycle. That breaks the bond. Lucifer values ceremony and respect. Some surround themselves with contradictions. They want to invoke Lucifer but remain tied to Christian dogmas. They live in guilt and pray at the same time. You can't serve two paths. You either walk free or remain a slave to fear. Many ignore their intuition. They receive small signs and discard them. They dream of snakes, hear phrases, feel warmth, but don't value it. Lucifer responds like this, in symbols. Learn to interpret them or you will remain blind. Some have energy blocked by unhealed traumas. Lucifer cannot enter if your interior is a labyrinth of pain. You must heal, release, and cleanse. His presence is light in the darkness, but you must make room for it. Many believe that a single prayer will suffice. But this isn't instant magic. It's a deep connection. Consistency, devotion, time, all of these build the channel. A spark isn't enough to light a fire. Some are contradictory. One day they invoke Lucifer, and the next, they deny him. They change their path every week. This breaks the bond. Lucifer observes your loyalty, your determination, your steadfastness. He does not appear to the unstable. Others don't believe in themselves. They ask for guidance, but don't even trust their own voice. Lucifer strengthens, but you must take the first step. He will show you the way, but you walk it. There are no shortcuts. Many lack the patience to learn his symbolism. They don't know the sigil, the proper candle, or how to invoke. They rush into the ritual without preparation. This is disrespectful. Study first, act later. Some pray in shame. They hide, they whisper, they fear being overheard. But how can you receive power if you are ashamed of your path? Lucifer wants you free, not chained to the judgment of others. Many invoke with a closed heart. They continue to carry hatred, guilt, and resentment. How will the energy flow if you're filled with negativity? Lucifer's fire doesn't burn on wet wood. Heal your inner self. Some just copy other people's rituals. They repeat what they see on the internet without personalizing it. Lucifer doesn't respond to the generic. He responds to the authentic. Your ritual must come from you, not from someone else. Others forget to be grateful for what they already have. They only ask for more and more. But if you don't acknowledge what has been given to you, the channel closes. Gratitude is a key. If you don't know how to use it, you won't access the power. Many don't have true faith. They claim to believe, but deep down they doubt. And that doubt weakens any invocation. Lucifer cannot act where there is no firm belief. If your soul doesn't vibrate with certainty, there is no response. Some mix incompatible energies. They invoke Lucifer and then perform rituals with Christian saints or angels. This creates spiritual confusion. Each path has its own frequency. Don't mix them out of ignorance. Many fail because they don't practice meditation. The noisy mind hears nothing. If you don't silence yourself, you won't hear his voice. Lucifer communicates deep within, not in the external noise. Others pray only for material gain. They want money, fame, power, but without working for it. Lucifer gives nothing away. He gives the tools, not the results. If you don't act, you won't receive. Some don't even believe in Lucifer's existence, but call upon him out of curiosity. That's spiritual mockery. If you don't believe in him, don't call upon him. He manifests himself only to those who are prepared. Many don't take care of their bodies. They abuse drugs, sleep poorly, and eat poorly. And the body is the temple of the spirit. If your temple is damaged, the energy doesn't flow. Take care of your flesh if you want the fire to dwell within you. Some fail due to impurity of intention. They want to use Lucifer to manipulate, harm, or dominate. He doesn't work to enslave others. He liberates. If your desire is toxic, silence will be your answer. Others ask without knowing how to give. They want answers, but they're unwilling to change. Lucifer demands transformation. If you don't change, nothing changes. He's not a solution, he's a teacher. Many believe they receive nothing because they expect physical results. But their response can be spiritual, emotional, or mental. If you don't see change, it's because you're looking with the wrong eyes. Some give up after the first attempt. They give up quickly. Lucifer watches who perseveres. If you don't persist, how can you expect to build a connection? Real magic comes to those who are persistent, not to those who are easily frustrated. Many don't understand that Lucifer works in your evolution. He doesn't just answer what you ask for. Sometimes he doesn't give you what you ask for, but what you need. And you won't see it until your consciousness expands. Others have blocks due to old beliefs. They fear punishment, hell, damnation. These ideas contaminate you. If you don't clear these beliefs, the channel with Lucifer will never truly open. Some ask but don't listen. They ask questions and then disconnect. Lucifer responds in visions, emotions, ideas. If you're not attentive, the answer will be lost. He doesn't shout, he whispers. Many fail because they do nothing after the invocation. They sit and wait. But you must act, move, advance. Lucifer works with those who move. The fire only ignites those who walk. Others don't respect the process. They want everything to happen their way, in their time. But this path has its sacred times. If you don't know how to wait and trust, you will never receive anything real. Finally, if you don't receive an answer, perhaps it's because you're not ready yet. Accept that. Don't blame Lucifer or the ritual. Look within. Adjust your energy, strengthen your faith, and return. He's always there, waiting for you to be worthy of his touch. Thank you.